Hey there, friend. Welcome to the Scrap Box. Last week we were working on building a lighthouse. We started with this little tunnel system right in here. There you go. You can have a look through it. The tunnel goes all the way through and out the other side. There's a little romantic cave with a picnic in there, and the lighthouse comes out over here. Here's a look at the old lighthouse if you don't remember, but we will be building a new one soon. Now we left off finishing the wiring so everything lights up. We got the lanterns here, 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 and we'll have a little surf shack here. But I did also leave a hole, but as you can see, I filled it up with a strange creature with claws and an eye, and you could just barely see him if you glance through there, because you won't be able to look up here because we're going to cover it. So let's build the top section. What I've got right here is just a series of plates that perfectly fit right on top. You know, I can't just call that a day, so we're going to decorate the whole top nicely. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to have a little road. I think it's actually going to increase in height just a little bit over here, and we'll have the lighthouse section be even taller. But it's going to have a nice little path and then grass on either side, and maybe a nice fence on the sides, and a little hut for the sheep, and maybe 2 or 3 sheep. Is that a lot of space for sheep? No. But if I don't put them there, will I have a place to put them later? No. So you're gonna go right there. I've chunked the main parts of it out. Yes, it still looks jagged and very squared off, but we will fix that by adding details. I've done my best to merge the rock work with the rest of it by building up little curves here, little slopes here and there. I really like how it worked out on this side. This big chunk of rock looks nice. And now I get to make this look smoother. I will say I do have to have a debate with myself because I don't like when studs show. It looks unfinished. However, the grass Lego has made is very tall, and I don't know if that'll look good just having a bunch of really tall reeds as grass. I don't know. I could always leave it just as studs, but then it looks very, grid pattern. Or I could get a bunch of these little ones in green and see how that looks with them applied there. Or it's probably going to be some combination of the 3. Alright, I've made the basis of the path. I thought a nice curve would look nice. It'll curve up a little more and go to the lighthouse as it continues. And now it's time to do the grass. There. I try to make it as organic as possible, and this is what we got. Honestly, it looks very smooth. It's very hard to tell that it goes from 1 plate high to 2 bricks and 1 plate? Yeah. Nope, 2 bricks and 2 plates over here. Next, I gotta make some fence posts for the sheep, and then we'll add the greenery. Well, the greenery, not including the green. You know what I mean. So I'm trying to build these fence posts, and I really like the design of it. However, as you can obviously see, since I thrift most of my pieces, I don't have 1,000 brown little pieces like this, and I don't have all the correct color pieces of that. And so right now it's pretty mismatched, and I don't know if I'm going to keep it that way. It's probably going to start out that way, and then as I find more parts that actually match, it'll change over time. But I feel like this is the best way to move forward right now. So we're going to see what I can do with that. It would also help if I organized all the computational pieces more than just throwing them in this bin, because then it'd be easy to find the parts that I need. But that's a big project. Alright, that's the best I can do right now. I got this whole side to match. That looks great. This side, not so great. But we're getting there. It's just this evening, hopefully I'll get a chance to sort some of that huge bin and find extra pieces. I'm also in a little bit of a conundrum because I could put like 1x2 gray to make like a stone column for this to attach to, but this one is just slightly too close. Like if we take this and we put it here, now there's no room for one of these. I'll think about that as I do the grass. However, if we're going to have sheep up here, they need a little house to live in, so I made this. It's a nice little sheep hutch. It's got a little basket for extra hay, and it'll sit right there. Just checking. Yes, they definitely fit. I also designed this little trough of water, and that's gonna sit right here. Maybe, there we go. There is a little gap under the hutch, and so the only logical thing that we should put there are frogs, of course. We have not just one frog, but 3. Okay, now I can start the grass. Can you tell I've been, procrastinating on it? Did I stop my project to start organizing that huge bin? Just a little bit. Just so I could find some of the pieces I needed. I also think this is the best I can do right now for the grass. It looks a lot more sporadic instead of a nice even grid, even though you can see some of the studs underneath. You know that I don't really like to have studs underneath, but if we tiled it off, it wouldn't look anything like grass, so I think this is what we're gonna go with. What is that? Yellow little stud, you ask? Well, that was there from last night, because as I was walking out, I decided that I was gonna put a poop there. And that's my reminder. And now you know. I also redesigned the water trough to be a bit lower because the sheep couldn't, it was too tall for the sheep earlier. And, speaking of too tall, there is a little bowl full of water because I will have a baby sheep, and a baby sheep can't fit in there, so it's got its own little bowl. I also put those little Technic pins for hay that they can eat. I know they usually chew on grass and stuff, but hay's extra. Originally I had debated doing a puddle there, but I didn't have any curved trans blue pieces, so instead it's a mud patch, and you can see I did include that little poop there. So is it all poop? Is it just one poop? I'll never tell. I did finish the grass on this side. Now I'm working on bringing this ivy up into this corner. Now I think the top's almost done. Finally got this fence side to match up because it was being all iffy over here. So now they both connect to a stone pillar. This one is smaller than that one, but I think when there's, you know, the big stone gate in front, it's not gonna matter. Yeah, looks good. All right, I think we've done it. I've left these studs open because I do believe I'm going to have to design a step up later on. I'll get to that when I design this area. I thought a fun bit of realism was the fact that there is mostly short grass, a few little tufts of long grass in the main area, but just outside of the fence where the sheep can't reach, it is tall grass galore. Now I was planning on tiling off the inside of this hutch, however, the sheep just fit without the tile, and I don't think they would fit with an extra tile. No, you're absolutely right. I had to raise it by a plate so I could tile it off nicely, and the sheep should still fit nicely in there. Perfect. The last thing I need to do is set the sheep actually in their positions. This one is set, and then we'll call it a day. I decided to go with 2 adult sheep and 2 baby sheep, one nicely on the path, and one of course playing in the poop mud. Alright, I think that marks the completion of this segment, so let's go to the final shots. In the future, I'll probably put 1 or 2 lanterns up here. However, I'm not quite sure where the wiring is going to go, as in this and the caves are all one piece. I'm not sure if I'll split off and try to add an 11th little LED. I think that might be the way to do it. Not a very big project this week, but still a good one. I had a lot of other projects I was doing. As you saw, I was spring cleaning and trying to do the computational bits, and that is going to take forever. So, you know, you give and you take. On the bright side, the next project should be the base of the lighthouse coming up, and then the lighthouse itself. Alright, I hope you have a great day. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, all that fun stuff. Ring a bell, yada yada yada. Stay in school, get good grades. Alright, I'll see you later. Bye.